welcome back to another video. My name is Alizaya and I'm your favorite black transsexual. Get up to the big part, whatever. I'm back. So today's video is going to be a little bit different, girl. Today's video is going to be another unpopular opinions video, but this video is going to be very, very controversial, and all I'm going to say is viewer discretion is advised because, girl, some of y'all are not going to be ready for everything that I have to say, so boom shakalaka, you better buckle up. And before we get into today's video, girl, I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe because you would never find another ghetto black transsexual like me. Hello. And don't mind my ghetto stuttering, girl. You know what you was doing when you clicked this ghetto fabulous black transsexual boom shakalaka. Go ahead and lock in on my style. So the first unpopular opinion that I have is that the attack on the trans youth needs to stop. The problem with this generation is that a lot of people act like, you know, being trans is something new. And the way that I look at it, this has been a generational thing. Like, this has been happening before I even was born, before Martin Luther King was born, before all these other people who are trying to ban this stuff was born. Like, this has been a thing for decades, for centuries. This has been a thing since the BC, the dinosaurs era, if we're going to be ghetto with it, girl. Bada bing, bada boom. I say this a lot. We see a lot of people say that, you know, kids don't know if they're transgender. You know, these people don't even know who they truly are, which I half agree on that. But the way that I look at it, it's like, in my eyes, I just feel like kids should just be kids and we should stop forcing this type of stuff onto kids. And I already starting off controversial. I told you the viewer discretion is advised, girl. So to be coming over here trying to be ghetto, okay? Listen, Linda, listen. In my opinion, Blair White and other content creators are a part of the reason why there's such an attack on the trans youth and there's such an attack on the trans community as a whole, because I feel like in the media and in the general public, a lot of people don't understand what a trans woman or a trans man really is, and they don't even understand the context of the, you know, word trans. They don't even understand it because we have so much misrepresentation. We don't have no real good media representation and no public figure of a good trans creator or a trans influencer or just a trans icon in general. We don't have that. And a lot of people see Lily Tinos and they see Blair Whites and they see all these other people and they're like, this is how the community acts. This is kind of ghetto. And I know y'all might not agree with everything I'm saying, girl. I'm speaking from the heart, girl. This is from a ghetto black transsexual's heart. It's ghetto. Like, it's like clips like this where you're just like side-eyeing all of this.
Like every single day, you guys, and this is why I complain about all the time. Look, what's his name? What's your name?
My name's
Alex?
Tommy.
Yeah, your name's Alex, and I'm gonna be talking to your manager. This guy called me sir. I get this happens every day. Everywhere I go, I get called sir. I'm so hurt. Why would you call a chick big ass? Why would you call?
I didn't say.
No, stop trying to gaslight trans people and tell us that we're crazy. Wait, what? Did you call me sir again? What was that? You said goodnight, sir? This is transphobic harassment.
Oh my God.
You're a bigot at work. All right, Alex, you know what? I can't wait to just. It's a slur. Do you not understand?
I never said sir.
It's like if you call the person of color the N-word. Don't.
Sir.
You did on the way out. I don't care.
But I never.
I have the right to be pissed about it.
I never said sir.
You did.
I said I'll lock the door.
You did, you liar. Cis people need to be held accountable for how they treat trans people. And I'm not going to put up with this anymore.
You're crazy, bro.
You're a don't call me bro. Stop throwing slurs at me, you piece of No, you. I ain't your sis, I ain't your bro. You don't even know me. Don't call me sir. This is transphobia. Right here at the top. Yeah, you know, you ever heard blasphemy.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was general.
Right beforehand, you said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Mother, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a sir.
I apologize.
Mother.
I apologize now.
I need your corporate number because I'm going to call them and talk about how it's misgendered several times in this store.
But I'm being for real, y'all. Like, the way that I look at it, you have so much to your life. Like, I just did a reaction video because it's Bambi is detransitioning, or so she say or whatever, right? And I was like, what is going on? Like, everybody is detransitioning. And this is where I come into play. Like, I always tell y'all need to sit over here and love yourself, and you need to sit over and put yourself first, because you truly don't know who you are. And everybody wants to rush into their transition. Everybody wants to rush and get these hormones, wants to rush and get these surgeries, and then you end up looking botched because you're getting so many surgeries and you getting so many injections, you're getting all this stuff, and you're still not satisfied in your transition. And that's why I feel like Blair White and other trans activists or other trans people in general are trying to push this agenda and trying to push this, that kids do not need hormones, this and that. I feel like it should be regulated. It should be to a certain level of hormones that you get, to a certain level or age that you get hormones, to a certain this and that you get this type of stuff. And I say this, you do not need hormones if you're like 8 years old. You don't. Go play in some dirt. Go play with some dolls. Go play with some cars. Go play with some toys. Go live life as a kid. You have so much life as a young person, just as a person in general. And I look at it like this, like, how do I say this without being controversial? You only get one life, and if you're wasting your childhood trying to sit over here and feel satisfied, you're never truly going to be satisfied. Stop comparing yourself to these people who fit the beauty standard, because it's all fake. They all have these surgeries. They all have these filters and fillers in their face, and they all got these, 5 rounds of BBLs. And we live in a society where everybody is desiring to pass, and everybody is trying to sit over here and look like the gender that they identify with, which I always say this, I don't care if I look like a man. If I look like a man, boom shakalaka, I'm gonna be the baddest man to you. Like, you could go to my live stream or whatever, like when I go live, girl, I'm gonna be looking like a crackhead. I don't care. It's not the end of the world. It's not like, this is just, so degrading. This is like, I'm just not a woman because I don't have hormones and I don't have this. Who cares? I only get one life. I'm going to do what makes me happy. You need to do what makes you happy. We don't have no real trans people sitting over here getting on camera to tell you to love yourself and wait and socially transition first and then start doing your hormones. And start, like, when you're on your hormones, you're still having to sit over here and learn how to transition, because a lot of people think when you get on hormones, everything and all your insecurities and all your gender dysphoria is just going to go overnight. And that's why a lot of trans kids still have severe gender dysphoria. A lot of trans kids end up detransitioning, and we have horrible cases where they get botched or whatever, right? Because nobody is telling them to love themselves and to do research. I preach to do your research if you're going to medically transition, because I'm not against anybody getting on hormones or anybody doing whatever they want. You do you, I'ma do me. Boom shakalaka, girl. You only live once in this life. And Lily Tino really destroyed our community because she's our representation, whether we want to agree with it or not. Every time you type in trans now on any social media platform, guess who pops up? Guess who freaking pops up? Lily Tino. And for people who aren't educated on trans, they thinking that's what trans women act like. And it's so shocking to me. And that's why there's so many bills now in Congress. And that's why there's so many bills passed that are just like anti this, anti that, LGBTQ, blah, blah, blah. We do not like and we do not support. And it's like, this is sad, because this isn't just affecting us as adults. This is affecting our youth. Do y'all not care about the youth? Do you not care about these children who are getting infected, who live in toxic households, whose parents don't even love them, and they say that they love them, but deep down they sit over here and, girl, I don't even want to get into that because I'm going to start getting emotional, but it's like, I see stuff like that, and it's like, I really want to give my trans youth a hug, because I know how it feels. I tell y'all story times all the time of my auntie sitting over here trying to do all that ghetto, toxic, transphobic stuff to me, and I was not going for it, girl. That's why we kept bumping heads. And her content, to be honest with you, it started to be geared towards kids, and that's where the whole general public and the whole world said, no, we got to cancel this immediately. We got to cancel the whole trans thing. It got to go.
Hi friends! Today we're going to talk about something super important, what it means to be transgender. It's a big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand. Ready to learn? The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Now think, do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both? Do you have your answer? Great. Now I want you to imagine that everyone keeps telling you that you're something else, even though in your heart, you know who you are. Wouldn't that make you sad inside? People who feel like this are transgender. And if you're not transgender, it's super easy to be friends with someone who is. Let's take our imaginary friend Theo, for example. One day you notice that Theo starts wearing girl clothes instead of boy clothes, and then they tell you that they want to be called Luna instead of Theo. This is so exciting for our friend Luna because they finally get to be their true self. And if you accidentally call Luna by their old name, make sure to say a big sorry and that you'll do better next time. As you can see, transgender people are just like you and me. They're our friends.
You already know that you're a controversial figure, and on top of that, you're sitting over here doing spicy content. It's like the stuff that you're doing is literally setting us back, and she is the type of person who doesn't want to sit over here and get held accountable. She always dismisses it, and she's such a narcissist. Every time somebody says, Lily, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should, stop doing this. Oh no, they're just being transphobic. A lot of trans women, a lot of trans people in general like to throw out, this is transphobic. You're being so transphobic. If you don't agree with me, you're transphobic. You're a pick me. You want to be picked so bad. Nobody wants to be picked. You think I want to be picked by somebody who doesn't even have a good credit score? You think I want to be picked by a man whose princess wine ain't even bigger than mine? Girl, you need to hang it up flat screen. Girl, you met the real ghetto black transsexual. I'm not going to be playing games with y'all, girl. You're going to see what a transsexual can do on myself. But all these anti-LGBTQ bills that are getting passed really scared me for the youth, because it's like, I've been in their shoes and I know how it feels for nobody to sit over here and understand you and care about you, let alone your family and friends to care about you. And I feel so bad for them. And this is why there's so many rates going up and up and up. If you know what I'm talking about, I can't say it on here because they're going to flag my video, but like the cases are going up and up and up. And it's like, I feel so bad for them. And I wish I could just give y'all a big old hug because I know how it feels. And if y'all don't know what type of bills I'm talking about these.
That's right. Some of them have raised major concerns in the LGBTQ community. 10 on your side's Chris Horn spoke with the leader of Norfolk's LGBT Life Center about this.
That's right, Regina. From military service to passports to job applications, LGBTQ folks say the executive orders President Trump signed this week will have a chilling effect on their lives.
You're being told that you're not real.
Julie Snell at the LGBT Life Center in Norfolk says she and her community are bracing for the worst. In a series of executive orders this week, President Trump called programs that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion radical and wasteful. That means people who identify as transgender can no longer serve in the military.
I have so many friends who are of this community that are in the military, who have sacrificed relationships, who have done everything needed for their country because they feel so passionately about it, that are now being told that their existence doesn't matter and they're not supposed to be here.
Another order gets rid of the whole concept of gender identity. In its place, the term sex, with only two choices: biologically male or biologically female.
Trans and non-binary people have existed throughout this world since the beginning of time. But that's also ignoring that 1 in 100 babies are born intersex. And that is a huge number.
So civil rights and labor laws will no longer provide express protection to those who don't identify as male or female.
It is truly terrifying because now as you're applying for jobs, you're applying for school, you don't know if that's a safe space. You don't know if they're even required to provide you a safe space.
And the government will no longer issue travel documents, including passports, with the non-binary option currently known as X. Snell thinks this will be a slippery slope toward limiting LGBTQ mobility.
I think it's going to result in a travel ban.
Our community has failed the youth in so many ways, and no one tells the youth to sit over here and take time in their transition and not to rush their transition and just to sit over here and live free and enjoy your life without bills, without all this other problems and stuff, to just love life for what it is and just live in your truth. I say this a lot. I don't need hormones to feel validated enough, because when I go out in this world, I know I passed. And if I didn't pass, I'm still going to be myself comfortably, because I don't need nobody else's validation. I feel validated in my own skin because this is who I am. I'm black and I'm trans and I'm beautiful, and I don't care if you don't agree with me. This is what I'm going to do. I don't sit over here and force my transness on everybody else and be like, respect my pronouns. I am just enough woman. Okay, you could call me Isaiah. You could call me Alizé. You could call me whatever you see me as. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Who cares if you don't like me, girl? I don't understand this whole, you need to respect me agenda, because nobody's going to respect you. It's not like, I don't even know, because this is where I'm going to get controversial, but like, not everybody is obligated to respect you, and that's just something that you're going to have to understand. Has your trans mothers not taught you well? This is why some of y'all needs to be taught by some older trans women, because to be honest with you, y'all need some self-love and y'all need some self-respect. Nobody is going to be obligated to sit over here and respect your pronouns, and that's the biggest thing that you're going to have to accept as a trans person. So when somebody calls you a butch queen, so when somebody calls you a man, when somebody says it's giving clocky, you got to be the bigger person, you got to be the best trans woman, and just be like, okay, I'm the baddest man to you, okay, I'm going to be the most confident trans woman to you, and I don't care how you feel, or I don't care what you say. That's just the way you got to carry yourself as a trans woman or a trans person in general. You got to carry yourself with realness. And for most of us, we have toxic parents and family members who tell us that we need to date transition, we need to turn ourselves to God, we need to sit over here and, stop being this and stop being that and living in Delulu land. I don't even want to say what they really be saying, because then, girl, we know what they be saying, y'all. Let's not even act, let's not sugarcoat nothing. But it's like, that type of stuff really takes a toll on your mental health, and that's why I preach for advocacy. I preach advocacy on, a therapist. You need a therapist while you're transitioning, because it's hard out here. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. It's hard transitioning. It's the hardest thing any human being can do, because it's so much hate out here in this world. There's so much hate online. It makes you feel like you're less than, and I'm not less than nobody. I don't need your validation. You could go eat a bag of bricks, girl. I'm still satisfied in my transition. You better wake it up, girl. Boom shakalaka. But yeah, I feel satisfied enough, and I want y'all to feel satisfied enough. But this is the main reason why we have so many people who do detransition, because they don't have that self-love, and they have all these people telling them what to do with their life, and they don't have no real guidance, and then they end up becoming botched because they didn't do research. And now I'm getting a little hot, but they didn't do research on, the whole transitioning stuff medically and hormonally, because we're not going to sit over here and act like hormones doesn't have side effects. For some people, you could have hair loss, and then you're going to be like, what's happening to me? What happened to me? You didn't do your research, sugar. You had to do your research. I'm not saying that all hormones are going to do that to all of y'all. I'm not preaching that. I'm just saying, do your freaking research before you transition medically, because once you medically transition, in my eyes, I feel like there's no going back, because now you got to stick with your path. You got to keep walking. You got to keep showing out. You got to keep going. You cannot get stagnant. Level up all the time on my soul. Trans people aren't going anywhere. And for my youth, y'all need to sit over here and stop idolizing some of these trans influencers. Because to be honest with you, they don't care about y'all. They don't care about what you're going through. They're not sorry for you. They don't care about what you're going through in their household. They're just like, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me, girl. Bada bing, bada boom. It's like, girl, they just dismiss what you're going through. I care about you guys. I care about anybody who supports me, because I know y'all are supporting me from your heart, so I'm going to support y'all with my heart. You get what I mean? And this is a community that we had to build. I want to sit over here and build a community with you guys and actually show people what trans women can actually do. We're not crazy like Lily Tina. Oh my God, I hate that person. Whew, we're never going to get into it. But I tell y'all, you need to have some self-love, and y'all need to start speaking up. I'm sick of people hiding themselves. Just get on camera and just be like, you know what? I don't care no more. Hi, this is my story. I'm going to express my story, and you never know. It could be the video that changed a global impact. I'm so serious. It could be that one video that could just be like, you know what? Everybody, let's come together and let's stop being homophobic. It could literally be just a one video, one person just saying exactly how they feel, and the whole world just stops, and it's just like, you know what? Boom shakalaka, we gotta stop. And it's just, I just get sassy and I just get emotional. I say this a lot. You're walking your own path. Nobody is walking your path. And all these people who are telling you what to do, stop caring what they are telling you what to do. You know who you are. Stand in your transition. Stand 10 toes down in your transition. It's not for them to understand. It's for you to understand. And I say this a lot. You can just simply live your life and peace, and that can educate people by you doing what you love. People will see that and people will gravitate towards that. I say it all the time. I live in my realness and I educate people without me even saying a word. Literally, I be educating my bosses without me saying a word. A lot of people say boom shakalaka. A lot of people be like, yes girl, boom shakalaka. I even have the guests and customers like, oh my god, we love her, she's so beautiful, da 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 da. Little do they know I'm a whole trans woman, girl. That's how you know you fishy realness, girl, but we're not ever gonna get into that. I'm telling y'all, please stand 10 toes down and please advocate for the youth. Please. I'm not saying that, bite my tongue, but stop idolizing Nikita Dragon people. Stop idolizing Lily Tinos. Stop idolizing Dylan Mulvaney's. Stop idolizing some of these people. They're putting the community in a bad light. I said what I said. I rest my case. Boom shakalaka, next caller.
Cause you ain't talking about nothing, bitch.
The next unpopular opinion that I have is that it's sad how many parents fear their sons being gays but won't mind them, being thugs and gangsters. I said this a lot. I don't understand how y'all will allow violence and y'all will allow toxic masculinity and disrespectful behavior to be allowed. But, if your child's gay, it's just the end of the world. Like, oh my God, I'm so heartbroken. I failed as a parent. If anything, your child is comfortable being themselves around you. That should be a round of applause. Because I say this a lot. You literally, how do I say this without getting canceled? Literally, how do I say this without getting canceled? In my eyes, I think it's foolish to sit over and allow your child to be gangsters and be violent and stuff, because the way I look at it, that's your child. And if they feel comfortable to talk to you, you should just listen to them. A lot of people, sit over here, a lot of parents shut their children down and say that, you people, you're not supposed to be this, you're not supposed to be that. I don't think people should have kids if they won't allow their children to be who they are at the end of the day, because I say this a lot. That is your child. So you should love your child unconditionally and not put them in a box, because at the end of the day, that's your child. That child came from you, and you just have to truly accept your child, because you only get one set of children. Or how many children y'all be popping out? Some of y'all be popping out 1,000 kids, girl. Want to get into that, girl, because some of y'all need to close y'all's legs. But I'm so serious when I say this. If my child was to come out to me and tell me, hey mom, I'm this, hey dad, I'm this, bada bing, bada boom, because I don't know what I am going to be in the future, girl. Hopefully I'm still trans, girl. Let me stop. But I'm so serious, girl. I'm just like, I will accept my child for whatever they are, because I know, my mother was even hesitant because she didn't understand what being trans was, and she did research, but all she seen was controversialness and stuff like that. So I advocate for people to just love your child and try. It's one thing to try understand your children than to just dismiss them and say, you know what, no, we're not allowing this in my household because it's sinning and it's going against God's will. That's homophobia, that's transphobia, and that's why some people do not need to have children. I rest my case.
Next caller.
The next unpopular opinion that I have is that there's nothing wrong with getting plastic surgery, but don't get too much. Okay, so before y'all drag me, okay? A lot of people get plastic surgery to feel, satisfied and to fulfill their insecurities. You get what I mean? But I say this a lot. So the way that I look at it, I might not like everything that's going on in my face card region, but I know I'm not ugly. And if I was ugly, oh well. I don't have Beyonce money. I don't have Beyonce talent. I don't have, Kim Kardashian funds. So I just had to accept that, I was born a biological man. I had to accept that I'm getting shaped into a biological man. That's something out of my control. You get what I mean? And I do understand if I were to get surgeries, I wouldn't want to get that many surgeries, because in my eyes, I'm black and I was meant to be a black trans woman. So if I look like a man, I look like a man. If I look like a woman, I look like a woman. Whatever it is, that's what it gave. Period. Point blank. But it's so serious when I say this, you just have to love yourself, because that can help you fix all your insecurities, and you taking time, because a lot of y'all, I love y'all boots down, don't get me wrong, but some, not my mutuals, girl, I'm talking about people I see on the internet. Some of these people get overfilled, they get the BBLs, they're getting all the Botox. Do y'all understand that if you get Botox, right, a lot of people think that it dissolves naturally. It doesn't even dissolve at all. You have to physically get that dissolved. Do you get what I mean? And it was this one sister, Amelia Majesty. you know, she did a video on BBLs and stuff like that. I might insert it right here.
Now let's talk about what they don't tell you. The first is that many people who get their body done regret it, especially the ones who take it too far. With silicone and implants, you cannot get your body back to be naturally curvaceous or model thin without going through an expensive removal procedure. You are stuck with your aesthetic. So dolls who get lots of silicone pumped, they achieve a certain shape. Sometimes they envy girls who have a smaller frame. They can no longer revert back. I do see that some of the girls who have that overdone look, they will project onto other women who don't have their body done. And a lot of them want others to join their club of, and this isn't all trans women, but this is some of them. Once they go overdone, it's expensive, dangerous to remove. I've seen multiple trans girls spend over $40,000 getting BBL procedures who are now trying to lose all of their weight and become thin. They literally wasted their money because with a BBL, you have to get it at a maintenance weight. Because if you lose weight after a BBL, your effects are going to go down and the ratios and the curves will not remain the same. Instagram had its Kardashianification and BBL aesthetic, but now the pendulum is shifting in the other direction. I would be absolutely devastated if I dislike my body so much that even after a BBL, I want to lose weight, so I just wasted that money. But at the end of the day, I feel like the real root of the issue is body dysmorphia and self-hatred, because the girls are just switching what they want based on what's popular on Instagram. I feel like it's very harmful to yourself to shift your weight so quickly, constantly up and down based on trends. Our body should not be a trend. Another thing they don't tell you is when you get your body overdone, it instantly clocks you for a lot of trans women. A lot of these girls have to dress down all the time because they don't want to show off everywhere they go. Another thing we need to talk about is BMI. A lot of people don't understand, but this overly curvaceous look, if you take the BMI of the celebrities and people, is actually in the overweight and obese category. I'm not saying BMI is the perfect measure of health. A lot of these overly curvaceous looks are actually in a medically unhealthy category, but we don't realize it because the weight is being put in aesthetically pleasing patterns. Sometimes overdone bodies, you have to get custom made clothes. You may not fit clothes at the high fashion stores that are non-stretch. You may have to get Fashion Nova, get really stretchy material all the time, because people who have these body types sometimes don't fit into normal clothes, especially if they're non-standard measurements. Many trans women are happy with their surgically enhanced curves. Getting your body done doesn't always mean it's going to be overdramatic. However, it's important to note that the BBL aesthetic is no longer reigning queen supreme of the internet, and natural curves and supermodel bodies are now back in. And as you know, trends come and go, so you should just stay healthy and be realistic with what your body type is achievable.
But I'm so serious when I say this. It's like you really have to take time to yourself, sisters. Like you really have to learn yourself, because a lot of y'all are trying to fix your insecurities and to not be so clocky, but you end up looking even more clockable. And sometimes y'all be even looking more trans than usual. It's like, girl, you don't need all those surgeries. You really don't. Oh, girl, now my light's about to cut off. Girl, power outage. Call the laws. Let me shut up, girl. But like, I'm so serious. Y'all don't need that many surgeries, and that's what makes y'all look quote unquote so clockable. I know y'all might feel offended. I don't mean to sit over here and offend y'all, but I'm so serious when I say that. That's why I wouldn't want to get fillers. The most I would want to get is maybe like not even a facelift, like just my jaw. Literally, that's it. Like maybe some FFS. I really don't want to get this touch because I kind of like how my nose looks in certain angles and stuff like that. You know, if you know, you know, you know. But like, girl, I'm not ugly, girl. Get up into the get on this. I look like me. I look Alizé. You're not gonna find another face card like it. Let me start. Let's end this topic, girl. Bada bing, bada boom.
No boss.
The last and final unpopular opinion that I have, and this one is going to get me canceled, but you only live once, boom shakalaka. There's nothing wrong with dating outside your race. Some of y'all are just prejudiced and ignorant. Let's clock that tea. I don't understand the whole debate of, you shouldn't date outside your race. Y'all need to sit over here and date the people who, you know, look like you, da-da-da-da-da. I say this a lot. I know this could get me I know this is very controversial for me to say, but I'm kind of getting tired of black men. I don't like them no more. Like, to be honest with you, like, I'm kind of into white guys, or even then light skins if I was to talk to a black man, because I'm kind of getting bored of, like, the black men in Texas. They're so disgusting to me. Like, ooh, not all of them. Let me say that. Let me clarify, because y'all can miscue my words. But, like, some of the black men out here are thugs and boom, 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 pow, pow, pow. I'm sick of them. I'm so sick of them. And then the black men who aren't, like, their princess wands are so little, like, ugh, just nasty. Not all, but some, like I said. And then also, I just rather talk to a white guy, because I feel like a lot of white guys are very comfortable. Not all. I'm not saying all, but the guys I've run into, they're very comfortable. Like, they're bisexual, they're this, they're that. They're just comfortable, and I like comfortable men. You get what I mean? I like men who are very comfortable in their skin. That's what I'm attracted to. I'm not so attracted to race anymore, Cause like, yeah, and I've talked to a few, Mexican guys, and I talked to a little, Italian boy here and there. I'm very diverse with my, roster, girl. If you seen that body count roster, girl, you'll be like, oh, okay, Alizea, we need to go for an intervention real quick, cause what's going on? But I say this a lot. If you find somebody attractive and they don't fit the ideal standard, or they don't fit your standard, it's okay to date outside your race. It's okay to date outside your standards. It's okay. You only live once. You don't know when you're going to pass away. So just live it now. Just go for it now. Like, if I find a guy attractive and I want to pursue him, I'm going to pursue him. Girl, speaking of the devil, girl, I really want that one black boy. Ooh, he's so cute. Like, he's so introvert. I love introverts right now. Like, I'm kind of into that kink right now. Like, ooh, kind of, ooh, let me stop. I'll get off track. But like, yeah, I'm into those type of guys right now. Like, I don't know, I like black, beautiful men, but I also love me some white men. Ooh, yes. Like, let me stop, bull shakalaka. But it's like, girl, there is nothing wrong with dating outside your race. And some of y'all are just very ignorant. And y'all think that, a lot of, ooh, oh no, cut the cameras.
You cannot be for real.
I really don't understand this whole race and stuff and all that extra stuff, race wars and stuff like that. I really don't understand it. Because in my eyes, I'm going to do what I want. And ain't nobody going to stop me, girl. I feel like that's what's going to get me canceled in the future, girl. I'm going to pop out with a sugar tank, girl. I'm going to pop out with a little butch queen or whatever. They're going to be like, oh my God, you're dating him? Yes, girl. We be getting nasty, girl. We going to Sexy Red's favorite place all day, all night. What did Beyonce say? Drunk in love. But I love you guys. Boom shakalaka. I'm gonna talk to y'all later or whatever. I gotta go, girl, because you already know this ghetto black transsexual is having to do it big, and we are pre-recording a lot of videos. But let me know y'all's thoughts and opinions down below, girl. And if you agree with this video, leave a comment, girl, so it boosts me up in the algorithm, girl. Or share it to your friends, your family, your foes, or post it on your Instagram, girl. You never know. Try to boost me out, girl. Y'all be saying, I don't understand how y'all are not, you're not getting this many views, you're not viral yet, y'all are not sharing. Like, comment and share, girl. Boom shakalaka. But I'm gonna talk to y'all later, girl. I love y'all. Bye.